Okay guys, how are y'all doing today? So today we'll be changing the crank on this '06 Kawasaki Kx250F engine. So it's been an engine I had here sitting for a while. It was a project bike I had bought a while ago, so I'm just getting that done now. So I already removed the valve cover head, the clutch cover, as you can see, and also the stator cover. So here's everything guys. So there were some parts already off there. There was the intake cam off already, and I believe that is it. The cam chain is still in there and everything else. So let's get to it guys. Please remember to like, share and subscribe. Thanks to all our viewers, thanks to all our subscribers. Y'all are greatly appreciated. God bless. So let's get into it guys. Okay guys, so the first thing we'll be doing, we'll be removing our cylinder head and our cylinder and piston. Then we will remove our clutch basket and hub and our primary drive gear, or oil pump, or shift shaft, and all the kickstart gear, the idle gear, and all the other stuff guys. So we'll need a 12mm to pull these 4 head bolts. You got 2 here and you got 2 on the inside of your cylinder head. So let's get that guys. So it works best if you have a impact wrench or a impact driver. So that's what I'll be using today, and my 12mm impact socket. And please make sure you get out your washer, as there is the bolt and the washer guys. You need a magnet for the ones inside the head. So we can set those aside. Then you also have these 2 all-in head bolts here that hold the head in place. I already loosened these the other day when I was taking off the stator, so these are already loose. But I believe it's a number 7 all-in head. These clamps just hold your stator wire that goes to your connector. So those run along behind here. Set those aside. Now we can remove our head. Here we go. You just want to check for any dowel pins, guys. Should be 2 under here. So if you want, you can take that out. So here's one dowel pin and the other goes over here. I just use my needle nose to pull that out and remove our head gasket. Set that aside. Then put our dowel pin back into our head. So the valves look pretty good. So I don't think we'll need to lap these or change any valves. But we will definitely be shimming our valves. So you will see that step, guys, when I put everything back together. And the piston looks pretty good. The piston in here looks pretty good, guys. So the reason why actually I'm doing also this rebuild was the crankshaft I had put in there before. The gears were the timing chain run on. Those gears were stripped on the crankshaft, so that is the reason why I had got it back together, got it running, but it skipped timing, spun the camshaft, and a long story, guys, but let's get it. Okay, so now we can pull out this cam chain guide. Set that aside. Then we can remove this other all-in head bolt. So okay, guys, my mistake there, it's actually a number 5. A number 5 all-in head. So need a number 5 all-in head socket or a regular all-in head wrench, and you can pull that. We remove this so we can get our cylinder off. So now we can just take our cylinder off, guys. We may need to hit it with our rubber mallet. Alrighty, guys. So there she goes. Cylinders definitely in good condition. I believe I had bought a used cylinder at the time I got the bike. I didn't get any cylinder, it was just the bottom end. So I believe I did. I would have to recheck. I'll let you guys know. So cylinder is in pretty good condition, no scuffs or anything. I can rub some Scotch Brite through there just to hone it out a bit. So the rings, I already got some new rings that I'm going to replace and put in there, so that will help those rings to seat better. So we just set this aside, guys. And if you like, you can just put this screw back in here so you don't lose it. But first, if you want, you can go ahead and remove your gasket now, or you can scrape it off whenever you're ready to put back your piston and everything together. So we can either leave the piston on or we can take it off. So I'm gonna take it off. So we just need to remove one of these clips in here, and then we can push out our sleeve and then remove the piston, guys. So let's get that done. So I'll just be using this small flathead screwdriver to remove the clip. Okay, guys, got out the pin. So now we can remove the piston, and we do that by pushing the sleeve out from the back here. Hey guys, so here's the sleeve. Now we can just remove our piston, and then we will set everything aside. The piston, the clip, and the other clip is inside here. So we'll just do the reverse of that when we're putting it back together. Okay guys, so now we can either remove our flywheel first or clutch, it doesn't matter. Also guys, please remember to take out your dowel pins whenever you remove your cylinder. There are two, one here, and they are on the camshaft side. So just remember your dowel pins if you want to pull them out. I'm gonna pull this out so I can scrape the gasket, and then we'll do the clutch, guys. This crank is actually a good crank. Bit of side play, but up and down, and I'll say the only problem is the strip gears on the crank. So I'll show you that in a minute, guys. So to scrape my gasket, I'll be just using a razor. You don't want to dig down into the casing, guys. You just want to run it at an angle where it gets under the gasket. Okay guys, so just a bit left to scrape off there, so we'll get that whenever we're ready to put it back together. Let's not waste no more time on this for now. So let's go ahead and get our clutch cover, our clutch hub, and our clutch basket off. Alright guys, I'll see you in a sec. So okay guys, we're going to be using our 27mm socket to get our hub and our basket off. So we want to remove this lock washer. And we can slide whole assembly off. Here's the washer under here guys, as you can see. So if you do separate that, just remember to take out that washer. And then we can take out this needle bearing and also the spacer here. guys. So we just get this color off. Like that. We can push back our navel bearing like that. And then we can just sit this back in here and set that aside. So now we will remove our Kickstarter gear. Kickstarter gear, yes guys. So we just remove this spring, rotate it to the left, rotate that, pull that out, set that to the side. Then we can pull out our idle gear, set that aside. There's also a washer that sits back there, guys. So be careful of that. Okay, so now we can pull out our shift shaft. And there's also a washer back here. We need to get off, so we'll just slide that back onto our shift shaft. And then we can set that aside. Now we can remove this primary drive gear, which is a left hand thread, so we'll loosen it going to the right. So we just want to get a hold on that. And okay guys, it's actually a 22mm socket. So remember guys, right left hand thread, so we're going to loosen it to the right. So we just hold that. There we go. And we can just pull that out and set that aside. There's a washer on the inside here guys, please make note of that. Okay, so now we can remove our oil pump gear, and we need to use some locking ring pliers to remove that. Alright, there we go. We got that off. So now we can just remove that gear and keep that together guys. Okay, so now we can remove our oil pump. 10mm screw here. Actually that's an 8. Okay, so 8mm. Alright, loosen up that. Then we got this all-in head bolt there. I believe that's also a 5mm all-in head. It's going to be a bit smaller than the 5, so okay, so for this one we'll be using a 4mm all-in wrench. Right, there we go. Now guys, we can go ahead and pull out our oil pump. There we go, and behind there has this star P10, and there's a pin in the middle here where the grooves on here would sit onto that pin, so you just want to align that, guys, and you know it's aligned when it sits flush. So we can set that aside, and then we can pull out this piece here, and we use our magnet to do that. Alrighty, there we go, and we can set put everything back together there and set it aside. Right, and now we will remove this shifter piece here and pause gears. So you need a 8mm and a flathead screwdriver. So you want to keep this together, guys. You don't want that spring coming loose and those guiding paws coming out. It's not that hard to put back together, but if you can keep it together, it makes life easier. So for this, we'll just give it a little tap to the screw. Kind of impacted in there, guys. So press in on it and give it a tap with your hammer. Give it a shock. You want to knock it and try to turn it at the same time too, guys. Alright, here we go. and try to get everything out together as one piece, guys. Just gently take it out. Try to keep everything in place. Like that, guys. So we just keep everything like that and set it aside. Right. So we just need to pull that 10mm bolt down in here from our shift drum. Say 12mm. So we use our impact wrench on that, guys. Okay, so we get that out, and then we can pull our drum piece out here. And if you look, there's a detent on here. When you're putting it back together, you want that to align with this. So that slides down into that, guys. So we can set this aside. And now we can remove this spring collar. So you see the spring sitting back there. So that should be a 10mm. Alright, so you remove the nut. There's the washer under there. Remove that. We can remove the arm here. Then we remove this little collar under here. This sits on. Just try to keep everything together, guys. And then we remove our spring. Just keep an eye how that is sitting there. So we remove our spring. And that is it for this side, guys. So now we can go ahead and turn to the other side and remove our stator, our cam guide, and our cam chain, and then we can go ahead and split the case. So okay, guys, being that on this flywheel there is nowhere for you to use a flywheel holder, we will just put a screwdriver or a punch, a center punch, or any piece of metal that you can get through here and rest it on our casings, and I like to put a rag under there so that nothing gets damaged. And I will hold on to this screwdriver while I use my impact wrench with my 14mm socket to get that off there, guys. So let's get that done. Here we go, guys. Here, remove that. Remove our rag. So remove that nut. Then we'll need our flywheel puller, which is a 24mm female thread, and it's going to be threaded on to the right. So let's do that, guys. Okay, guys. So here's my flywheel puller. Say M24 by 1.5 right hand thread. So we'll just thread this on onto here. And then we'll run this bolt down onto the crank, guys. And we feel that hard enough. You can use a 17mm, I believe that is. So okay, guys, as I was mentioning before, when I had first got the bike, I had rebuilt it. But when I got the crankshaft, I failed to notice that there was a bad gear on the cam. So that if you look right here, you'll see where the teeth are damaged. So that threw the timing off, spun the camshaft, and you know it is. I did get it running, but that threw it off, guys. So I already pulled the cam chain through, guys. I didn't know if that was caught. I just seen the phone was off, so I hope I caught that. But you just simply pull it off the gears and put it through here. So the next step is to remove our cam guide, and I believe that's a 7mm all-in head, and we'll remove our cam chain guide down here, which is a 8mm. So let's get that, guys. Okay, guys, it's actually a 7mm all-in wrench, or if you got an all-in socket, you can use that. Also, you can use a Torx T40, whichever one, guys. So I'll just use my Torx T40 on it. Let's just pull that. Cam guide out, set this aside. Then we can remove our cam chain guide. That's an 8mm. We can go ahead and set this aside. Okay, guys, one thing left for us to do is to remove all of these bolts holding the crankcase together. So all of them are 8mm. So we go ahead and remove those. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and get these bolts loosened up. And then we can split our case. You also want to do these in a diagonal pattern, guys. Okay guys, so I'm gonna just use my impact wrench and running around there to get everybody out, and also we have 2 bolts in it or flywheel cover here. Flywheel casing I should say. We just want to loosen those 2 up too. Okay guys, I think that's all the bolts. Here. So that's all the bolts guys. Please remember to keep an eye out for your dowel pins. As we got 2 in here, 1 here and 1 over here. So now we also can pull out our actuator arm and set that aside. That's our clutch activator arm guys. I already removed our sprocket from our counter shaft. So just make sure you got all the bolts out, and then now we can go ahead and split our cases guys. Yep, so it's time to split the cases. Okay guys, so here's our crankcase splitter tool that we'll be using to split the cases, and it comes with 3 6mm threaded studs like this, where you will screw them down into the threads on your stator cover, and also this will push the crank to help separate the cases. So do that guys, we need to center this over our crank and find our 3 threaded holes that we'll be using, and we want to make sure that this is centered so that this pushes it evenly, so that case is spread evenly guys. So we can go ahead and get that down in there, and we'll need a 17mm socket. So we need a 17mm socket to tighten this down to separate the cases guys. You can use a opening wrench, but a socket would work more better. So we get that down just enough where it's sitting on the crank. Alright, there we go. So now we can thread these studs in, and we want to get them as far in as possible. And you want to make sure that everything is even guys. You don't want this to be uneven with the case. So you just need to hand tighten these nuts. No need to over tighten them, just hand tighten them guys. Alright. So now we can get our 17mm socket or ratchet, and then we can start cranking down on it, guys. If you want, guys, you can use a hammer and give it a tap just to shock the bearings and shock the casing a bit, which will help when splitting the case. And you want to make sure everything is coming apart evenly, guys. So as you see, it's starting to split. We can use our mallet and go around and just make sure everybody's coming apart evenly. And you want to make sure all your bolts are out. And we can hit our corner shaft right there. Not too hard, just a slight little tap. Never put a screwdriver or anything to try to help right up, guys. Just use your mallet, tap it around, hit your counter shaft also. There we go, guys. Case is split. So that's what the right tool does, guys. Make life easier. So now we can just remove our tool from our casing and separate our cases, guys. Now we can go ahead and pull off its left case. Here we go, guys. Need some cleaning up, but we'll definitely get everything cleaned up in there. The bearings, I believe, are still good. This one is a bit tight, but we'll work on that. But yeah, guys, that's it. Basically how you split your cases. The transmission is in good order. Shifts through all the gears. So we'll just be changing the crank, guys. Okay, so to get the crank out, I just need to pull on this to get it out. Might have to tap it from the back, but usually Probably got push on it right here. And there we go. So the crank is out, guys.